Well, so what happened to Monsanto? I'm sure some of you have been following the news that Bayer Chemical has been in the process of acquiring Monsanto. What I didn't realize in the process was that their intent is to dissolve the name Monsanto so it no longer exists. So it looks like here we got a case of a wolf in wolf's clothing. We have a fine German chemical manufacturer that made sarin gas for the Nazis, absorbing and then removing the name from the people that have foisted GMO corn and GMO soybeans down the American public's throat, despite the fact that most of us have no use for this stuff. It does indicate, though, that the management at Bayer is a little smarter, I think, than the guys who work for Monsanto, because, man, their public relations scheme was pathetic. I don't have any real problem with whether you're moving pollen, and doing sexual propagation to create new plants, or whether you're moving genetic material and inserting it into a cell wall. It really doesn't matter to me. I don't see a big difference there. My problem is that the guys who were doing all this, I believe, were completely and totally irresponsible. Just the fact that they worked with corn as one of their major crops that they genetically engineered. Corn is the most promiscuous crop on the face of the planet. The pollen drifts everywhere. You can't stop it. And when you go ahead and insert industrial adhesive material into the genome, or when you insert material that would create medicines like swine flu vaccines and so on, if this pollen drifts and gets loose into the outstanding corn crop, the major corn crop, it could really completely contaminate and destroy one of the finest food crops on earth. So I see their activities as being totally irresponsible. They could have gotten me on their side if they were inserting cherry genes into a peach, or pawpaw genes into a chirimoya, or something where, maybe it could have happened in nature, maybe, close related things. Flounder genes in tomatoes, forget it. These guys were Frankenstein. And now they're hidden. Now we won't even know where they are because they're operating under the guise of the name Bayer. Now, bear in mind, is that a pun? That Bayer is the company that holds the patent for imidacloprid. And imidacloprid, of course, has been fingered in the colony decline disorder of bees. And so it's very possible that Bayer is now responsible for having destroyed most of the Italian bee colonies in the entire world at this point. Problem is that the imidacloprid is a neonicotinoid that's a nicotine molecule that's been tricked out in the laboratory, so it not only lasts longer than it normally would, up to 12 months in many cases, but they've also made it systemic so it will travel through the entire plant, making an entire plant poisonous for up to 12 months, which means any poor bee that comes near that thing when there's a flower open is history. And it's a very dangerous way to do business. So, they're not nice guys either. I don't know what to say about this, except now Monsanto will be hiding in the wolf's clothing of Bayer from here on out. Good luck, folks. Good luck. It's entirely possible that a company that I felt had absolutely no scruples, ethics, or morals, and brought us the Terminator gene, has now been absorbed by a German company that's probably even worse, responsible for perhaps destroying all of the bees. Yes, sirree. I'm sure I'll get some feedback on this one, because there's people out there who avidly support genetically engineering. It will save the planet, Yeah, right. Yeah, right. I'm sure I'll get trolled. just because I mentioned the name again. I won't have to mention the name ever again. It doesn't exist. I'm going to have to throw out my t-shirt. All of my bumper stickers are now worthless. This is terrible. Oh, I don't know what to say. Aloha. You all have a nice day. And hang loose. Don't take any genetically engineered soybeans.